Hey, beautiful Geminis. Welcome back, Gemini. I hope you're all doing well. Let's get into your messages. Something is serendipity here. Could be to do with a close connection, balancing. There's no place like home. So, see what's going on. Maybe it's time for a nap or rebuilding, trying things again, going around. Might be time to go. Someone's asking why. Can we rebuild this? Can this go the distance? Someone is observing something. It's like it's time for peace here. So someone is doing a balancing act here. Some type of message that needs to be cleaned up. Somebody needs to tell the truth about something. Um, in order, it's time to clean something up here. It's time to come clean about something or clean something up. This could be an honest conversation, having an honest conversation with someone. In order to rebuild this, there's going to have to be a lot of truth and clarity. Someone's at a crossroads. And it could be to do with having faith or someone's faith. I don't know. Maybe somebody is like the sailor here. Maybe some new influence. Mm, Somebody could be reflecting on something. There was uncertainty. Somebody's got some questions, asking why about something. Well, something is going to be a catalyst. It's like radical changes, taking control. I don't know, maybe somebody is being naive here. I think it's the feminine who has to take control. I think it's the feminine that has to take control of their own destiny. I think it is the feminine here who may be being naive. And someone has to take control, and I don't know. There's knowledge and distrust here. So, what's going on? Someone's lying or acting real sneaky, and they're going to have to be a time of separation because there are hurt feelings here. Maybe someone's terribly insecure at a crossroads, whether they should hold on to their faith and their belief, having faith in something. There's going to have to be radical changes. So somebody could be trying to sneak away from making these changes, or someone thinks that someone's trying to sneak away from their commitments, their responsibilities, their it's about faith. I don't know. Something's got to transform in order. for something to change. Now, I don't know why someone has been very generous, but they've been naive. Somebody may have been used as some kind of sacrifice, or it is that it's always at the expense or sacrifice of a feminine here. Why should the feminine have to sacrifice their happiness? I don't know. There is distrust here, and it could be over a friend. Is that someone feeling afraid to trust? Afraid of control? I don't know. Why is this queen sacrificing or scared to sacrifice? Or is it that, is this family? Is this like a family move? Planning to make some kind of judgment? It's about generosity. What? Something's unfair, or someone's believing that someone's a fool for Pisces Scorpio in here. There's going to have to be radical changes. But it's almost like someone been mocking or making fun of someone's family or someone's relationship, someone's children. Awful lot of blaming here, and it's about control. I don't know. Someone could be asking why. Someone's got a different perspective. Somebody could be really angry at this emperor, or the emperor is a hothead, very controlling. Maybe they like to control the finances. Maybe they're very selfish. Maybe they're arrogant. Maybe they're looking after their own self interest. Maybe somebody is walking away. There's some conflict here in the home. This could be somebody who lashes out. This could be somebody who can be a bit of a tyrant. There's some conflict in the home. And it could be about someone being stubborn and arrogant, perhaps even rude, or they have a smart mouth. They can be very sarcastic. There's a conflict in the home. There is no place like home. But if there's always conflict in the home should be a place where you feel safe and comforted. Why is there so much conflict in the home? Why is there so much conflict? I mean, hey, the love is there, but why is there all this strife and conflict and arguing and fighting and mayhem, really? Someone is asking, well, if you love me, then why are we always fighting? Why are we always stressed out? Why are we always arguing? Why are we always fighting? Is there some kind of gossip going around? Like our friends gossiping or something? Or is it that someone's worried that friends are going to gossip? Yeah, hearing things through the grapevine, or I don't know if they're imagining this or someone is overthinking a situation. I don't know if they overheard a conversation. They may have witnessed or overheard a conversation that's made them sad and depressed. There can be an apology for hurting someone. Like someone is being very genuine here. Is this that someone is looking for work? Like there seems to be a lot of conflicts in the home. Now, normally there is no place like home. Like, I don't know, somebody is making a decision whether they should move or whether they should, maybe it's relocate, but why is everybody so conflicted here? Someone has a tendency to get violent or has a tendency to get really aggressive. Maybe they're aggressive with their speech. Um, this could be like mental, verbal, or mental abuse going on. Like, there's no place like home. Is it that they're fighting and arguing in the home, which is, I don't know if people are staying together because of their value system or their faith, or but it's almost like there's concern here. Someone is concerned because there could be aggression or violence in the home. It could be that, okay, there's a lot of people involved here, like a lot of people getting in on this. Is this that, okay, somebody may, um, this is like looking into plans or making plans, but someone could be concerned because it could make the feminine vulnerable, or that they will be at the vulnerability of a bully, or um this could be like an overbearing partner, like someone who wants to have control of the finances, wants to have control, and leaving the feminine vulnerable. And there could be other people who are concerned for the feminine about a move because they don't want this feminine to be vulnerable. And it could be being vulnerable toward what this masculine is doing. Like, maybe they're very stubborn and maybe they want control of the finances and maybe they want control of the feminine. And someone is worried, it could be family, someone is worried that it's going to leave the feminine vulnerable if they don't have their own income, if they're not more financially independent. It's almost like they're insecure and this is codependency. Like, maybe they're afraid or insecure that if the feminine gets a job or if the feminine pays their own way or has their own funds, that it will make them feel insecure, They like having control. But is that healthy or unhealthy? And I'm just starting to say it like that because you have to look at what is healthy for you. If the mama, she's not happy, nobody gonna be happy. It might make the masculine happy, but is it gonna make the feminine happy? Is it going to, or vice versa? It can work both ways. But is the feminine, well, this is a touchy subject. It is creating conflicts in the home. It's about, well, if the feminine gets into a position where they can be independent and have their own spending money and have their own uh independence, it's a kind of a threat to the masculine. So it's not going to be everybody's read. It seems pretty specific here. Someone's being selfish. They're only thinking of their own self interest. This masculine is being selfish and they're only thinking of their own self interest. So it's almost like they want the feminine to be reliant on them. They want the say. They want to be the one in the position of power, yet they don't understand, like, it's teamwork. You have to be a team. There's nobody more special than the other. Each has their own power positions. Like, why does this person feel like if they, it's almost like they're afraid to relinquish control. And why? It's about balance. But it takes teamwork to operate a ship. It takes a team to operate a ship. But why are they so destructive? Like, it's true that somebody has to take the lead, but why is this all about control? They fear failure, whoever this masculine is. fears failure. Well, what if I fail? Like I want to boss up. I want to take control here, but and work as a team, but they fear failure. Is this to do with family? Now, it can work in reverse as well. And I have to say that to be fair. If, like, the masculine is always in charge of finances, um, it's going to leave the feminine vulnerable. And if the feminine is always in control of the finances, it can leave the masculine vulnerable. Teamwork is what a relationship is based on, where both people have control and both people have say, and one is just as powerful as the other. It's got to be a balanced, um, fair situation. Like, instead of like who's wrong and who's right, it should be like, I think personally both should understand it, because I've been in this situation, and I can tell you, if both people don't understand how the ship operates, it's going to go down in a flood. Because if one person gets ill or loses their job, the other one's got to know how to pick up the slack. Or, God forbid, one partner dies. Where does that leave the other one? They're vulnerable. I believe both people should know how each other's jobs work. I believe that both people should understand the finances and what's going on. Both people should have a say in it so that they both understand it and can be on the same page about it. I believe that the duties in the home should be shared so that both people know how to do those jobs. I mean, seriously. I had a mom who cooked for my dad her entire life. He never cooked a meal in his life. And they were married for like 50 years. And after she passed away, he didn't know how to cook a meal. I kid you not. He knew how to cook eggs and bacon and toast. He had to learn those skills. He didn't have a clue how to cook. And it wasn't fair to him, because not only is he grieving the loss of his loved one, but he has to relearn all those skills. Now, do that at a time when you're trying to grieve and feeling like a failure and like, I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do this, and I don't know how to do that. And vice versa. Had my father passed away before my mom, My mom didn't know how to drive. She didn't know how to manage money. She didn't know how any of that stuff. She would been totally codependent on one another for survival. And you lose one of those team members, the ship can sink in a real hurry. I think both people, because of witnessing that, I believe that both people should know how to do all the domestic stuff, all the financial stuff, and look after one another in the event that this one falls ill or that one can't work. It's like skills to keep that ship afloat. And I think someone has a fear of failure. And it's like, or they have a fear of like, if the relationship fails, then where am I? Where does that leave me? You know what I mean? Um, it is a vulnerable. It's about being vulnerable and trust. There is mistrust. Someone is having trust issues. I don't think it's right. Like, I'm sorry. I'm no, what you may call it. I'm no, liberated person or whatever, women's lib thing. I'm not into it because I've had so many brothers and so many sisters. I've had sons. I've had daughters, daughter in laws. I've seen it where so many times it's like you got to know everything. You shouldn't just know this is my job and this is my job and this is what I do and that's what you're going to do. I think you got to work together as a team. And I don't believe in this yes, it's nice that traditionally the man wants to be the breadwinner, but at the same token, that's going to leave the feminine vulnerable. You know what I mean? Like there seems to be a lot of conflicts about this and a lot of disputes about this in the home. Whereas can be a resolve if both people are willing to learn and if both people are willing. It's going to take a lot. Someone is definitely afraid of failure. Well, what if it doesn't turn out? Or what if this? Or what if that? What if I relinquish control and somebody hurts me? Or what if I relinquish control and I fail? Somebody could be afraid to be vulnerable. Like, I think that both people, oh God, what a mess. Someone's just very, don't know if these are destructive thoughts, destructive tendencies. Someone's words are very destructive. There's insecurities here, and it could be emotional immaturity as well. Oh, God, conflicts, conflicts, conflicts. And it could be about a belief system that someone has. Their belief system, what they view as traditional roles, or there seems to be a lot of conflicts about it. Me, I will never be vulnerable again financially in any relationship. I wouldn't want to be dependent on anybody for finances. I don't care how much I love them. And vice versa. I wouldn't expect my partner to be either. I think it's conflict resolution. Somebody's got to sit down, put things on a piece of paper, and work it out, man. What's fair, what's not fair. You're going to find out people's real values. You know what I mean? Like, all those things should be discussed prior to even getting married or getting in a relationship. That's what I believe. Because to run a ship, the captain doesn't always take credit. The captain will say it takes a team to run a ship. They don't do it alone. You know what I mean? It takes a team. Someone's being selfish. I'm sorry, they are. And sometimes you can wait and wait and wait for people to change, but you are giving up part of your life to do that. It's, I can't tell nobody what to do, and it's not my job to tell people what to do, but unless there is a team effort, the ship will sink. Because otherwise it's unbalanced. It's not on a solid full foundation. And I don't care what anybody's belief system is. If things are like this, that's going to collapse the home. Not a solid foundation. It has to be built on a firm foundation. And in things like trust are part of it, finances are part of it, child rearing's part of it, domestic duties are part of it, who's doing what, how, who's handling what, and how. there's a lot of conflicts going on. I don't think that, and I did uh, date a person one time who actually told me that, like the opposite. They're like, well, this is a fella who was close to 60, who had never used a debit card in their life, did not know how to use a debit card because their wife had handled all that their whole relationship, and they had split. And this fella asked me, could you show me how to use the debit machine? He felt like this big. And I'm like, no worries, this is what you do. Don't worry, I'll turn my back. When you're done, do you know your code? Fine, I'll do guard duty here. And then I told him, make sure nobody can see you entering it. Put your hand around it. Step by step, walked him through it. And I saw the same gentleman about 6 months later. And actually, this guy used the debit machine and then come up to me and he says, look, Frankie. I said, what? He said, look at this paper. I got money in my bank account. He almost fell off the. He was so proud of himself that he was like managing his own money and that he had money in there. He had never had money. At least he didn't know about it or where it went. He felt like $1 million. So it can be the other way around too. And it's like it built confidence. It built this person's self-esteem. They was told their whole life that they were bad with money management, so they should never get a card. Seemed like he managed just fine to me. You know what I mean? But that's telling someone you're not good at this. You shouldn't have that amount of power because you're not good at it, or you're very destructive with that money, or you're going to spend it unwisely, or you're going to do this with it. That's like a parent-child relationship, not a partnership. That's like a parent-child relationship. Because let me tell you, that I watched my father struggle. I watched my friends struggle. I watched females struggle when they didn't know their own business. That's why I feel that way. And there seems to be a lot of conflicts about this power struggle. It's like a power struggle going on. And there are no winners in that for either party. Take care.